that. We're just gonna make sure that those aren't sticking so far. I also need to get another spatula so I don't mess up that pan. There we go. I'm just boiling the noodles with this, and I actually think this sauce possibly has some meat in it, but I'm gonna put a little extra because there's only a tiny bit of the beef left, and then a little bit of the sausage also. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the onions. I probably am gonna cut up the mushrooms also because they're just regular size. And then after I do that, I'm gonna make the sausage patties and put them in a different pan. And those are for tomorrow. They're just gonna be tiny ones for my son. I'm not gonna eat the sausage patties. And they're gonna be for breakfast tomorrow morning for my son. Raiden's school sends us lots of food, which is really helpful. We really appreciate that. Alright. And the toast just had butter, garlic, salt, and parsley on it. And it won't take long for that to go ahead and do these onions so that I can put them up. I don't need a whole bunch because just a little. Yeah. Got everything thawed out nicely. I think that should be good. It doesn't have to be a bunch of onion. Okay. These onions have lasted a long time. The parsley, I have a brand new one that is open, but this one that we're on has lasted like forever. Okay. Just gonna cut up these onions and just making regular spaghetti tonight. It's really nice that I don't always have meal prep spaghetti sauce, but usually whenever I usually have to make a lot with, if I use the canned spaghetti sauce, I have to make a lot at one time. So, and I usually put some of it up. So just getting these cut up a little bit. And after this, I'm going to cut the mushrooms up a little bit, and then I'll do the sausage. And it won't be long before the toast is done also, so I gotta make sure not to leave that in there also. And if the video doesn't hold and doesn't do the whole thing, I'll definitely add pictures of the finished product whenever it's done, just in case the video doesn't last that long. I did the garlic bread in a separate video because there wasn't much room on my battery and I had to make some storage, so make some space with my storage. Okay. Which usually is the case. So there we go. Just gonna keep cutting these up. Almost done with these onions. And whenever these are done, I am going to drain them, and I'm going to use a different pan to do. Use a different pan to do the sauce. Okay. I'm going to cut the mushrooms on the same plate as the onions. Oh, these actually might be pieces. I thought these were whole mushrooms. Or not like whole ones, but you know, slices. So I won't have to cut these because they're actually little pieces. So that's really nice. So I'll just go ahead and put these on here. And I'm going to go ahead and put these up. And then I'll move on to the sausage. I'm not going to do the sausage on here. Like, this plate is just for the stuff that goes into the, I did turn this down one time, but I'm going to turn it down again. I don't want it to boil over or anything. That's just the pasta, just the spaghetti in oil, butter, and garlic salt. And of course I put salt in the water to begin with to boil it initially. Alright. This is just for by itself. So I'm going to put this over here because that's just for the sauce. And then this is the sausage. I'm going to get a small pan. Okay. And I'm going to, the oven is already on because the garlic bread is cooking. I'm going to get the some cooking spray and spray this pan, this small pan. There we go. I'm only going to make like 2 because they're for my son. He probably won't eat 2, but we'll have another one for another day, so. I am going to use a little bit of the sausage in the sauce also. But right now I'm going to make these patties and get this in the oven. So just going to use my hands to make some really small little patties. Sort of like a ball. And just press that. Make sure it stays together. There we go. I only want 2. And then we're also going to put some sausage in. We're also going to put some sausage in the what is it called? In the sauce, like I said. Sorry I keep repeating myself, but just reminding myself of my plan of action. This is just ground sausage. There we go. Don't want very big ones because this is for my son. My sausage is running away. There we go. Let's see if I can get that. I don't know if I can or not. Probably not. I guess it's gonna. There. Oh, I got it. I'm so surprised. Okay. There we go. This one's a little bit bigger than. There we go. And then once I get done with this, I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to wash this fork also because I touched it with my hands. And that one's a little bigger than the other one, but I definitely want them to stay on their own sides of the pan. Alright, I'm going to wash my hands and wash this fork and close up this bag. We're still going to use a little bit more sausage. I bet these noodles are about ready, maybe about ready to drain. If not, they'll probably just need a little bit longer. Okay. There we go, dry my hands. I'm going to go ahead and seal this bag, but I still need this, so I'm not putting this up right now. Getting some things out of the way to have some room. I'm going to put this fork on this plate with the onions and the mushrooms. Alright, we're just waiting on these noodles to get done. The toast is probably, it may have a little bit longer. I'm going to head and put, I think I have the oven at 345 right now. And I'm going to go ahead, here's just the sausage patties, whoops. And I'm going to put them in the oven. And these are just for in the morning. I'm just getting them, meal prepping to have that in the morning. And then, like I said, my son probably won't eat both of them, so we can have another one ready for another morning. We're probably having, his school sent us some French toast sticks. He's probably having the French toast sticks and some sausage. I'm not sure what I'm having yet. I kind of want to make some muffins. I have my other box of muffins that makes a lot more, and it takes a lot, like the other bag, all I had to do was add water or milk. This takes oil, water, and eggs. So, but it makes a lot more also. So I may make these to have for breakfast with my coffee. So may do that. But mine, I could make his in the morning and have him eat that, and then I could make mine and be waiting on mine, but I just want his to be ready to go. Alright, I am going to stir this. You gotta be careful of steam. Steam hurts sometimes, and I'm just gonna stir this. Okay. I think it needs a few more minutes and this should be done and I can drain it. I am going to put that back in there. I didn't mean to leave the lid off. Okay. It should need a couple more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get the strainer out. That bag keeps falling out. Okay. Have this here. Whenever it's time to do that, I'm going to have to put that plate with that back over here. And once these are drained, I do also have to put, once these are drained, I'm probably putting them back in the pot and maybe putting them over here. This burner over here isn't on, but that is the warmer burner where the oven is connected to that, so it stays warm because of the oven. So I might put that over there. Yep. And then I need to go get another pan. I'll do that in a minute for the sauce. So lots of meal prep items and lots of meal prepping. About 2 more minutes and I'm going to drain this pasta. Again, I'm putting it back in the pot and I'm probably putting it over here. And this burner is not on. It's just connected to the stove. So like if the stove's on, this burner stays warm. The toast shouldn't be too far behind. Alright, this is probably ready to go. I just have to do this carefully. Alright. I'm going to take the lid off. I think I'm going to put this over here. There we go. Alright. I'm going to put my plate back over here. These should be done. They look really good. Put this in the strainer. Gotta be careful not to drip any on me. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. I am gonna put this back in here over the sink, so in case if any falls out, it'll just fall in the sink. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to put the drainer back in here. I put the drainer in I have warm soapy water, so back in there. There's my pasta. Butter and olive oil. Okay, and now I'm going to go get the other pan to do the sauce. And I'm not going to use this spoon because obviously it's a red spaghetti sauce. And I don't want that to be stained, so. Okay. Get another clean one. The burner's still on. I am going to rinse this pan real quick. This pot, not pan. There we go. Rinse it really nicely. Okay, and we're putting all this, the rest of this ground beef in here. And this is cooked ground beef. Again, meal prep. Cooked ground beef. Okay. I am just going to throw this one away, because I have a lot of saved ones, so I don't really need that one. And I'm going to put this sausage is not cooked. It is ground sausage, but it's uncooked ground sausage. So I'm going to have to let this cook just a little bit. Okay. So that ground sausage can get cooked. Alright, I'm going to put this sausage back up. I'm going to wash my hands again. There we go. With soaking water, soaking hot water. And then I am going to go ahead and season this, because the ground beef probably has been seasoned, but the sausage hasn't. So we'll just add a little bit of that. This is adobo seasoning. It has a lot of different things in it. Okay, and I'm just going to get this moving around the pan. I'm just chopping it up a little bit. And I'm getting it moved around the pan. I'm trying to think if I mix any seasonings. I don't think I have at this point for spaghetti, anyways. But I am going to go ahead and put in these. See the mushrooms and the onions. I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Oh, there we go. Okay. Put these in, and that's just going to have to cook a minute. That's going to have to cook a minute, because the sausage needs to cook thoroughly, because it is uncooked. The ground beef was fully cooked ground beef, but the sausage was not cooked ground sausage. So I'm just going to let this cook just a little bit. Our spaghetti pasta is over here staying warm. And once our sauce over here is done, I'm probably going to put the noodles just straight into the pasta. Straight into the sauce. Making sure to get any big parts. You may have noticed that I didn't put salt in, but the adobo seasoning has a lot of things in it that have salt already. So that's why I didn't put salt. This has salt, garlic, black pepper, oregano, and turmeric. So it already has salt in it, so that's why I didn't put any salt in this. Plus, the ground beef probably already was seasoned also, and it probably did have a couple different things with salt in it also. We're just letting this cook, again, making sure to let it cook thoroughly because of the uncooked sausage. And then next, I have meal prepped spaghetti sauce. A lot of times, sometimes I use the cans that you get from like Walmart of spaghetti sauce, and I add my own spices and other things to it. And usually when I make that, I make a little bit to save for a few other meals. I think that's probably, I haven't seen any pink pieces for a little bit, and I've been chopping this for a little bit. So, and the onions should be a little bit cooked, pretty well cooked, and then also the mushrooms, and it'll cook a little bit more with the spaghetti sauce. So I'm just going to add that in there. Okay, and then I'm going to put this in my sink over here. Okay, now I'm going to stir it around. And just let this get really warm and cook for a little bit. it's on low heat, so we want to cook this for a little bit so that the onions finish cooking and so that it gets nice and warm and heated. And then once it does, we'll add the spaghetti sauce. The spaghetti pasta. Okay. I'm going to try to use this container today. If I don't usually, I usually use the Walmart pasta sauce in the cans. They're very cheap and they're very good to have on hand to get a couple at a time. They're inexpensive. Walmart is one of the only places that carries those, and they're really nice. I could show you what they look like. They have a few different flavors. Yeah, they have a few different flavors. They're inexpensive and they're really good, but you usually need to add some seasonings and some other things to them. So, but if I don't use these, then I use ragu, and I always use two different ragus. The chunky mushroom one, and the garden ragu. Two different ones that I use, half of each. And then I'll use the other half of both of them some other time. But if I don't use this, then I use ragu, chunky mushroom, and garden ragu. This is getting nice and hot, and we're just gonna let it cook a little while. We got a fork here. Oh, let me check. Okay, I bet that this stuff is getting. Okay, that's really good. So I'm gonna get another plate to put our garlic bread on. There we go. There, the garlic bread is just right. The sausage is still cooking. And it's probably going to be cooking a while because it is patties. So it might take that a little while. And I was wanting, even though the patties that I made weren't that big, I was wanting them to shrink a little bit. So want to get them, cooked thoroughly. So all right, this is cooking nicely. I was torn between, sometimes I put Italian seasoning and sometimes I put sugar. So I think I am going to add a little bit of sugar now. Just a little sugar. There we go. There we go, and I'm just going to stir that in. I think that it's almost done because it's been boiling away for a few minutes. And for mine, for my spaghetti, I usually add a little bit of this in my bowl, but I don't put it in the whole thing because this isn't spicy to me, but for a 3-year-old it might be a little spicy for him. Like, he's not bothered by regular pepper, but this might be. So I just put this in my bowl. The Creole seasoning with the sugary spaghetti sauce is just the perfect little bit of heat and flavor and sweetness. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to get this over here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put my lid in the sink so I can wash that, and then I'm going to put this straight in here. Oh, there we go. Okay, one tried to escape. There we go. But that was pretty good, I think. Okay. So I wanted to be, I accidentally got the spoon on my pan. I don't want to get the red sauce on it. So I have a fork and my spoon, and I'm just going to fold this a little bit. Down. A little tiny noodle escaped. Just fold that in there. Okay. Fold. Okay. Alright. Now, I did turn that off. The sausage is still cooking, so I'm not turning the stove, the oven off, but the stove is off. So, I'm going to, hopefully this will all fit in there, but whatever doesn't, that's probably going to be mine. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here, or as much as I can. And then I'm probably going to get my bowl, and that will be the end. But that is my meal prep spaghetti, garlic bread, and sausage. A lot of things that I used with meal prep stuff today, and it made it so much easier. So thanks for being with me while I make my spaghetti.